Papa, tell me a story, Abigail asked, her eyes full of wonder. Thomas smiled. Let me tell you about a time when America wanted to be free. Long ago, Thomas began, America was ruled by a king far across the sea. This king made laws that weren't fair, and the people felt like they had no say. So brave men and women decided to stand up and fight for their freedom, Thomas explained. There was a man named George Washington who led the army, Thomas said proudly. He was brave and strong, and he helped the American soldiers fight, Thomas continued. The soldiers fought hard, even when they were cold and hungry, Thomas said, his voice filled with empathy. They believed in freedom, and that gave them strength, Thomas explained, his eyes shining with pride. One important event was the Boston Tea Party, Thomas said with a playful grin. The colonists dressed up as Native Americans and threw tea into the sea to protest, Thomas explained. Another important moment was when they signed the Declaration of Independence, Thomas said. This paper said that everyone has the right to be free and equal, Thomas explained gently. It was a long and hard war, but the American soldiers never gave up, Thomas said with admiration. They fought through snowy winters and scorching summers, Thomas added, his voice filled with empathy. Finally, after many years, they won their freedom, Thomas announced triumphantly. The Americans created their own country, where people could choose their leaders, Thomas explained. This new country was called the United States of America, Thomas said proudly. The American flag was created to represent this new nation, Thomas explained. The stars represent the different states, and the stripes represent the original colonies, Thomas said. So, because of their bravery, we now live in a free country, Thomas concluded. That's why we celebrate the 4th of July every year, Thomas said with a smile. It's a day to remember all the brave people who fought for our liberty, Thomas reminded her. Thank you, Papa, for telling me this story, Abigail said, hugging her father tightly. You are welcome, my dear. It's important to remember our history, Thomas replied. As they looked out the window, they saw the American flag waving proudly in the breeze.